And so we're going to get started with Ron Ringen.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to come on out and listen to all of us. My name is Ron Ringen, and I am running for one of the 4-year positions on the TUD board. First thing I'd like to mention is that I am totally committed to Tuolumne County's water. For the last 5 years, I've attended 100 regular TUD board meetings, 41 special board meetings, and TUD committee meetings too numerous to count, along with many other water-related group meetings to know what Tuolumne County's water issues actually are. I didn't just attend, I didn't just sit there, I participated. I'm ready and motivated to work on behalf of my community for water. One of the things that I'm involved in a lot of things, like I'm on the Tuolumne County Planning Commission. I've been on the Tuolumne County Board of Supervisors Planning Committee. I've learned to listen. And of the many issues that have come up on the various committees, commissions, and groups that I've served on here in Tuolumne County, I've made it a practice to listen to people and gather as much information as possible before making up my mind, making a decision, or offering suggestions. If elected, I would suggest and press for the TUD board meetings to be held in the evening so that the working folks can be able to make it. I would also press for reinstatement of the Ag Commission that was for some reason eliminated back in 2009. Not commission, I'm sorry, committee. For whatever reason, TUD eliminated the Ag Committee. I would also push for a raw water committee that would look at water supply for the ag business. So we're all more than aware that we've got a water problem. At 50%, 25%, or any kind of water use restriction, we have a problem that is here, today, and now. This water restriction thing is adversely affecting our local economy, detrimental to the building development business, and certainly damaging to the ag business in Tuolumne County. We need to immediately identify and pursue additional secure water sources, not only for the long term, but certainly for the short term to eliminate the crippling current water restrictions. If the drought we've been experiencing is our new normal, then we just have to make immediate plans and start implementing real solutions to cope with the situation. I completely supported and pushed hard for the just completed Matelot Reservoir expansion and renovation. I have and do support the Phoenix Lake Restoration Project in its entirety. I have spent a lot of my time promoting the importance of the reservoir up behind Sierra Pines Golf Course, which TUD owns, but needs the property that PG&E has to put in a reservoir to back us up in case we lose the flumes or the ditch. These are almost immediate partial solutions to our water needs. They're in our grasp. We could do them in a reasonably short length of time. So, solutions. Everyone throws around the comment about there's no silver bullet. And Tom and John Mills, a water expert, have been talking about silver buckshot. And that's really what our solutions are going to have to be. This will take a new understanding and partnership between TUD, the county, and many other stakeholders to collaborate and bring needed solutions to fruition. We need immediate water security and long-term solutions. This will certainly require TUD to undergo a sea change in business as usual as a maintenance and operation utility to one that truly embraces a vision and plan to be viable in the future. The ditch system, we got to rethink how valuable to our community for many reasons, fire protection, and just the fact that it's 100% energy efficient. the water flows downhill. We don't have to pump it. If the water flows to the doors of our water treatment plants. The water flowing through our county, whether in the ditch system or elsewhere, needs to be slowed down or sequestered wherever possible at sites yet to be identified. Smart growth saves water. Finally, it will take...
Thank you, Ron.
Okay, thank you.
Now we have 5 minutes for questions to Ron. Dick Geiser, our president, is in the back with a microphone, so just please raise your hand and he will hunt you down.
Ron, we met you earlier this year when the landlord-tenant issue arose. We are landlords, and TUD board was pushing to get the landlord to pay for the tenant's water. And we asked you directly about that, and I think you even got up and said that the landlord should be responsible for the tenant's water. And if I remember correctly, you said that you were a landlord, and that way you would know what your tenants were doing. Could you please comment on that?
I'd be happy to. First of all, you folks did not ask me directly. I spoke to you on that. I spoke from the podium at the TUD board meeting. I am a landlord, and I was not overly thrilled when that first surfaced, but after thinking about it, there's a lot of things that go into that situation that actually could have a shiny side. And one of them is the landlord is legally responsible for the water at that property no matter what. So if the tenant doesn't pay for it, even though they're not getting the bill, or whether they do get the bill, if they don't pay for it, it comes back to the landlord one way or the other. So my comment was, to me, I would use it like a canary in a mine. If I've got a tenant that's not going to pay his water bill, I don't want to find out about it several months down the road when there's all sorts of fines and penalties and everything else stacked up on it. That means that tenant's not the tenant I want in that property. I want to start on moving them out of there as soon as possible or get that straightened up. So that would be my position on that.
One back here. Can you tell us what your qualifications are to run a multi-million-dollar company, which is what TUD is?
First of all, the board of directors does not run TUD. They're there to give vision and guidance. The one who runs it is, or the ones that run it, is staff. That would be Tom Sasha and the rest of the crew. The board keeps its eye close on what's going on, but they're not supposed to be meddling in the day-to-day business. It's not the board's position to be letting the shop know how many spark plugs that they can buy this month in order to keep the fleet running. So I think you might have some things a little off there.
Ron, we learned today at the TUD board meeting that expenses continue to outstrip revenue at the utility company. What would be your solution to correct the situation?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That seems to have been TUD's legacy since the beginning. It's always been behind the 8 ball. And that would be one of the things that I would certainly try to do is make that organization become proactive instead of constantly reactive. And that's really what gets us into these binds, is that TUD is always working on things from the past, things that are falling apart. So once again, there's no quick and dirty answer to that. I think that it's just going to take a lot of collaboration between the board members and with staff to try and figure smart ways out of this, as well as to be as efficient as possible. And there's no simple way to do it. we're just going to take a lot of hard work. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ron.